Hi guys, welcome to the Anatomy Lab. We're going to be going over the lower leg specimen, some muscles on there. We'll be talking about some of the clinical applications as well. Let's dive right on in. Alright guys, here we have a closer view of the lower leg. We're going to be focusing on the posterior compartment, starting right here at the gastrocnemius. This is an important muscle for our lower leg. We actually need to know the origin, action, and insertion for it as well. It originates on the femur, on the medial and lateral epicondyles, inserts on the calcaneal tuberosity via the calcaneal tendon, and does plantar flexion, which is pointing the toes, and knee flexion, which is bending at the knee. Reflecting that back, we get this little muscle right here called the plantaris. And that's right there with its tendon. Another place we can see it is if we move him back, we can split those two heads and see the plant in the window. Little mnemonic for you to help remember. Moving it, reflecting him back, we can see just medial to the plantaris these muscle striations going down like that. This is called the popliteus. The popliteus is important for locking and unlocking the knee, which is very important for stability. The last muscle is this one right here, a very big muscle, kind of looks like a fish. It's called the soleus, really important for long distance runners and endurance activities. The last term we'll be going over is the calcaneal tendon. Calcaneal tendon is where all of these muscles insert. They all become this one tendon. It can actually rupture, which would severely inhibit any form of plantar flexion of the ankle.
Alright, now we're looking at the posterior compartment, and we're on a different leg here so we can have a better view of these muscles. We can see the bone right here, we have the tibia, and we're going to move posteriorly from here. The first tendon is going to be the tendon of the tibialis posterior. And typically we can only see the tendon of this muscle, but if we move the muscle right next to it over, we can see deeper is going to be the muscle body. We can see the striations there. This muscle that we reflected back right here, the second tendon is going to be the flexor digitorum longus, and this one is going to be a little bit skinnier than the flexor hallucis longus, which is going to be the next one posteriorly. And this muscle we can see here, the flexor hallucis longus, is going to be this whole muscle from here to here. This one is another one we need to know the origins, actions, and insertions. It originates over here on the lateral side, so the posterior surface of the fibula comes down and around and inserts, and we can see this tendon here, to the first digit, and it causes flexion of the first digit. Another thing to keep note of, the flexor hallucis longus is going to be one that causes more stability, so it's going to be a thicker muscle than the flexor digitorum longus.
Now we're looking at the anterior and lateral compartments of the lower leg. The first muscle that we're going to look at is right here. We can see this large muscle body. This is the tibialis anterior. It originates on the lateral surface of the tibia bone and inserts on the medial cuneiform and the first metatarsal of the foot. This causes dorsiflexion and inversion of the foot. Moving laterally, we can see another muscle body. This is the extensor hallucis longus. The extensor hallucis longus will also extend down to the hallux, or the big toe. If we move laterally again, we can see a grouping of tendons right here and one muscle body. This is the extensor digitorum longus. We can see the grouping of tendons down here going to each of the digits as well. Moving laterally once again, we can see another muscle body called the fibularis tertius. The fibularis tertius comes down and looks to be as if it were the sixth toe tendon, but does not extend down to a digit. At the lateral compartment of the lower leg, we can see the superficial muscle right here. This is the fibularis longus. The fibularis longus originates on the lateral surface of the fibula and inserts actually on the other side of the foot at the medial cuneiform and the first metatarsal. This muscle, it causes eversion of the foot and plantar flexion. Just deep to it, we see another muscle called the fibularis brevis. The fibularis brevis also runs along with the fibularis longus, but does not extend to the underside of the foot, but will end right here.
Alright, now we're going to talk about two muscles that are on the anterior surface of the foot here. And these ones are underneath the tendons of what we talked about previously, the extensor digitorum longus. So if you look underneath these tendons, you can see a muscle striation that's going this way right here, and then another one that's branching out underneath these tendons and going off to our hallux, or our first digit here. And so these muscles that are striating towards the digits is going to be the extensor digitorum brevis. And then those striations that are dividing off over towards the first digit are going to the hallux, so they are going to be the extensor hallucis brevis.